Welcome back to the podcast playground. Our newest podcast is The Best Podcast.
Join Jay Carter and me, Vida Best, on The Best Podcast, where the dynamic duo brings you their insider secrets to everything wonderful.
Known for their discerning taste, The Best Family has critiqued the finest in entertainment, technology, and lifestyle.
Now Jay and me dive deep into the top 5 everything, from the latest cell phones to affordable wines that won't break the bank.
So tell a friend, you've found The Best Podcast,
where every recommendation is a gem waiting to be uncovered. Tune in weekly for your dose of excellence.
Okay, let's unpack this. It's 2025, and wow, the number of meal delivery options out there, it's a lot.
It really is enough to make your head spin.
Totally. You want to find, the best way to eat well, simplify things maybe, but actually sorting through them all, that feels like a huge task.
It can be daunting, for sure, especially when you're looking for top quality, the best products, best services. Cutting through the noise is key.
Exactly. So we are zeroing in on what the experts are calling the top 5 best meal delivery services right now. This is basically your shortcut to getting informed on the elite choices.
We've done the sifting for you, looking at expert testing, reviews.
Yeah.
Especially if you really value getting the highest quality stuff to make eating well easier.
Right. And these aren't just random opinions. We're talking sources like Good Housekeeping. They tested, over 50 services?
Over 50, yeah. Rigorous testing, plus insights from Bon Appetit, the food authorities, and info straight from the companies, too. It gives a pretty rounded picture.
Okay, good. So our mission today is simple. Pull out the most important bits about these top players. By the end, you should have a much clearer idea which of these top-rated services might be the best fit for you, especially if only the best will cut it.
Sounds like a plan. Where do we start?
Let's kick off with Blue Apron. Heard that name a lot. Good Housekeeping picked them as number 1 overall.
They did. It consistently gets high marks.
Okay, so in this crowded market, what makes Blue Apron stand out as, the top dog?
Well, a few things. Good Housekeeping's testers kept saying the recipes were just plain delicious. And the variety is impressive, over 20 different seasonal kind of gourmet meal kits each week.
Gourmet
Think Greek-style lamb meatball platters or paneer and chickpea curry. Stuff that feels a bit special, shows a real focus on the food itself.
Okay. So it sounds good for someone who likes cooking, likes trying new things, but maybe doesn't want it to be too complicated.
Exactly. Adventurous, but not, extreme. And here's a big plus for convenience seekers. They also do prepared meals, over 35 options each week. Fresh, never frozen, so you can cook one night, heat something up the next.
Oh, that's smart. That flexibility is huge.
Yeah.
So they cover both bases, the cooking kit and the ready-to-eat meal.
Precisely. It makes them really versatile, which is a big part of being a top service, I think.
Definitely. What do the testers like specifically about the kits themselves?
They loved the variety, the creativity, how delicious things were, and the instructions simple, step by step, easy to follow.
Good, because bad instructions can ruin the whole thing.
Totally. One tester called it a solution for busy people who like to explore new recipes. Hits that sweet spot.
Okay, I get that. What about the ingredients, packaging, the practical stuff?
Yeah, really positive feedback there, too. Ingredients are perfectly measured, packaged well so they stay fresh. High quality seems to be the standard.
You still need basics like oil and stuff?
Yeah, some pantry staples, but they handle the main components. And they have options, too. Calorie conscious, carb conscious, even super quick 15-minute recipes.
15 minutes? Wow. Like what?
They mentioned a poblano sausage gnocchi. Sounds pretty good for 15 minutes.
Yeah, not bad at all. That speaks to efficiency and sustainability. People care more and more about that.
They're doing pretty well. Over 85% of the packaging by weight is recyclable.
85%. Okay. Still some plastic, though.
Still some plastic, yeah, but it's a decent effort for a company that size.
Fair enough. And the cost. For a top-ranked service, what are we looking at?
It's kind of in the average range for these premium kits. You might pay a bit extra for certain premium meals, but generally it's seen as good value for the quality and variety you get.
Okay. Seems reasonable for what they offer.
Mm-hmm.
And managing it. Skipping weeks, pausing. Is it easy?
Very easy, apparently. Online or through the app. Manage orders, skip, pause, cancel, no major hoops to jump through. That flexibility is key.
Absolutely crucial. Nobody wants to feel locked in. Any deals mentioned for listeners thinking of trying it?
Yes. Good Housekeeping readers had a deal for $80 off the first 5 weeks plus free shipping on week 1. That's a pretty nice incentive.
Yeah.
Definitely good intel. Okay, so Blue Apron, top pick. Delicious, versatile. Got it. Who's next on our list of the best?
Let's talk value. Every plate. Good Housekeeping called them best value, and Bon Appetit flagged them as a best affordable meal kit.
Best value, affordable. Okay, your ears perked up. How do they manage quality at a lower price? What's the secret?
Well, their main thing is affordable, tasty meals, most ready in under 30 minutes. They keep the price per serving fixed and pretty low.
Fixed price, okay.
Yeah.
How low are we talking?
Good Housekeeping said it was one of the most competitive they saw. Plus a flat shipping fee, so it's predictable. You know what you're paying.
Transparency is good. So budget friendly. Does that mean boring food or less quality?
Testers said no, not really. They offer around 27 meals a week, more comfort food style, things like cheesy Southwest beef tacadillas, super smashed burgers. Familiar stuff, but well done.
Okay, comfort food classics. Crowd pleasers.
Exactly. Plus, they still have vegetarian, quick, and calorie-smart options within that. And they have an app for ordering and recipes, too.
Makes sense. So where do they cut costs compared to, say, Blue Apron?
The main difference seems to be packaging. Ingredients aren't as neatly sorted or individually wrapped for each meal. You might have to do a little organizing yourself when you unpack.
Ah, okay. So less pre-sorting, more DIY unpacking.
Yeah. And you might need a few more pantry staples on hand, butter, oil, maybe flour sometimes. Little things that help keep their costs down.
Got it. Logical trade-offs. But the actual food, the ingredients themselves, still fresh.
Tester said yes, definitely. Praise the variety for the price and the freshness. And even though the packaging is basic, it does the job. One tester had a delivery delay in hot weather, and the food was still cold and fresh inside.
That's impressive, actually. Shows the core function works.
Right. They focus on the food quality itself and streamline elsewhere.
So every plate sounds like a really strong contender if budget is a major factor. But you still want that meal kit convenience and decent food.
That's exactly it. A solid choice for the value conscious.
Okay, we've got top overall and best value. What about specific dietary needs, like organic?
Ah, yes. That brings us to Green Chef, Good Housekeeping's best organic. And Bon Appetit called them the best meal kit for whole foods devotees.
Best organic, that's a clear niche. What makes them stand out?
They are a USDA certified organic company. That's a big deal. They focus heavily on high quality, sustainable organic ingredients. They work directly with farmers who use organic practices.
USDA certified, okay. That's a significant guarantee for people focused on organic. What kind of meals do they offer within that framework?
A lot, actually. Over 42 options each week, all chef-crafted and health-conscious. They covered diets like Mediterranean, gut and brain health, keto, gluten-free, protein-packed. Lots of choice.
Wow, 42 options, all organic and fitting specific diets. That's impressive variety. How's the quality and the cooking experience?
Ingredients are consistently called high quality. Kits are well packaged, pre-portioned. Testers like the portion sizes, the freshness. Generally easy to prepare.
Generally easy.
Yeah.
Any caveats?
Some recipes might be a bit more involved than, say, every plate, maybe require a couple of pans, reflects the more health-focused, sometimes more complex recipes, but they do have an app to help manage choices and follow along.
Okay, so maybe slightly more effort for that specific health focus. Makes sense. What about sustainability beyond just organic food?
They're really strong there, too. They mention renewable electricity, powering distribution centers, offsetting delivery emissions, offsetting plastic. They even partner with Plastic Bank.
Wow, that's quite comprehensive. A real commitment.
Definitely. It's a big part of their brand.
Any other downsides noted? Besides potentially more complex recipes?
Well, the price reflects the organic commitment and quality. It's higher per serving than average.
Expected, I guess. You pay a premium for certified organic and that level of sustainability.
Exactly. But for people who prioritize those things, testers felt it was worth it.
Okay, so Green Chef, the go-to for certified organic, sustainable, health-focused meals if you're willing to invest a bit more financially and maybe in prep time.
That sums it up well. A clear leader in that space.
All right. Moving on, what about sheer variety? Bon Appetit pointed to Home Chef for that, right? Best meal kit for variety.
Yep. Home Chef really leans into offering a ton of choice. And they're great with customization, which adds to that variety feel.
Customization, how so?
Well, first, they have lots of plan options, including family-friendly ones. You can filter by things like calorie-conscious, carb-conscious, vegetarian. But the big one is customizing proteins.
Oh, really? Like swap chicken for shrimp.
Exactly, or pick a different cut of steak, that kind of thing. It gives you way more control over the final dish.
That is a big deal, especially for picky eaters or just wanting different things. How is the food quality, according to testers?
Really good reviews. Testers liked the portion sizes, said they were satisfying. Recipes were easy to follow, ingredients fresh. Often highlighted as great for families because the meals tend to appeal broadly.
Makes sense. Customization plus crowd-pleasing recipes sounds like a family win. Do they offer anything besides dinner kits?
They do. You can add snacks, desserts, even breakfast items. Makes it more of a one-stop shop.
Convenient. What about the packaging?
They often package ingredients for each meal into individual plastic bags. Super organized, easy to grab the right stuff.
You're right.
But yeah, some testers felt it generated quite a bit of plastic waste compared to services that might bundle things differently. It's that convenience versus waste trade-off again.
Right. Always a balance. Any other potential downsides mentioned?
A few comments noted that some recipes might feel a bit less cutting edge, maybe more traditional, and sometimes take a bit longer to prep than the absolute quickest options out there.
Okay, so maybe not the most adventurous, but reliable and super customizable.
Pretty much. Excellent for variety, flexibility, families. A very solid, well-regarded choice.
Okay, we've covered a lot of cook-it-yourself kits. What about the ultimate convenience-prepared meals? Both Good Housekeeping and Bon Appetit agreed on Cook Unity as the best prepared.
They did. Cook Unity really focuses on gourmet, chef-driven, restaurant-quality meals, delivered fresh, never frozen.
Restaurant quality at home, ready to heat. Sounds amazing for busy weeks.
Exactly. They have a rotating menu, dozens of options from actual chefs, and people appreciate that they provide full nutrition facts, too. It's aimed at busy foodies who want something elevated without the mess.
Okay, the concept sounds great. Does the execution live up to it? What did testers say about the taste?
Overwhelmingly positive. Top scores for flavor, portion sizes, overall food quality. Get this. 100% of Good Housekeeping testers said they'd recommend it.
100%. Wow. That's rare.
It really is. People found the meals super easy, just reheat, but genuinely delicious. Highlighting creativity, premium ingredients, that kind of unanimous praise says a lot.
Definitely. How's the ordering experience? Can you filter for diets?
Yep. Very easy and intuitive ordering. Lots of dietary filters: paleo, vegetarian, keto, vegan, Mediterranean, pescatarian, even just an I eat everything option. Makes it simple to find what fits.
Good filtering is key. What about delivery?
You can pick your delivery day and a window. Specific time slots might be limited depending on where you are, though. And availability, they cover over 90% of the continental U.S.
90% is pretty wide coverage. Any downsides at all?
Occasionally, some mention that sauces, because they're chilled and reheated, might lose a tiny bit of consistency. But again, the meals are fresh, not frozen, which helps.
Minor point, sounds like. And how do they keep it fresh during delivery?
They use insulated cooler bags. Standard practice for fresh, prepared meals helps maintain temperature.
Okay, so Cook Unity seems like the clear winner if you want zero cooking, maximum convenience, but still demand really high-quality, chef-level food.
Absolutely. Great for busy professionals, people without big kitchens, or just anyone wanting that restaurant experience easily at home.
So we've covered Blue Apron, Every Plate, Green Chef, Home Chef, Cook Unity. That's our top 5. When someone's trying to choose, what are the main things to weigh up?
It really boils down to personal priorities, right? Cooking versus prepared meals is the first big split. Then budget Every Plate shines there. Organic and sustainability focus. Green Chef, massive variety and customization. Home Chef, top-tier overall balance. Blue Apron, ultimate gourmet convenience. Cook Unity.
And most let you skip or cancel easily.
Yeah, that flexibility is pretty standard now, which is great. Less commitment pressure.
Okay. So for our listeners looking for the absolute best meal delivery in 2025, there are clearly some fantastic options. It just depends on what best means to them.
Exactly. Best value, best organic, best variety, best prepared. Define your priority, and there's likely a top-tier service that fits.
This has been super helpful, really clarified the landscape. So a final thought for everyone listening, maybe just try one. Pick the one that resonates most. Maybe the value pick if cost is key, or the top pick if you want the all-rounder, and just see how it feels for a few weeks.
Yeah, see if reclaiming that time spent shopping and prepping actually makes a difference to your week.
Could it transform your routine? Worth asking yourself that question. And of course, you can always dig deeper on the websites for each service.